Now we're at the final discovery tool, which is depositions. And depositions are probably an advanced technique, I would say. And part of it's because you actually have to do something and go somewhere and do something in front of someone. And some people, you're going to have a difficulty with doing that. But I want you to understand that because depositions can be a fairly powerful tool. Now, they're going to fight you tooth and nail. They are not going to want to produce someone for a deposition. But you know what? Sometimes the more fighting that goes on in the case, the longer the case goes. And so if our goal is to buy time in the house, setting up a deposition or trying to set up a deposition and fighting about it when they don't want you to do it, that can really stall a case for a while. Now, is that why you should do it? No. You should do it because you're hopefully going to get some good information. That's what the whole point of the deposition is. So you're not doing it just to mess around, but so you have to have some valid reason for doing it. But there are very good reasons to depose certain people. Now, some of the best depositions that we've gotten in mortgage foreclosure cases were back from the robo-signer days. When people who were just signing affidavits and assignments left and right and acknowledgments and things like that, had no knowledge of the case, had no knowledge of anything. In my sample, I suspect that was a robo-signer also, probably hired by the law firm who did the assignment, which is another different issue which we are addressing as we move forward. So that's one of the things that you might want to look at, which is the person that actually assigned the mortgage, especially if they don't even appear to, if they appear to work for 50 different mortgage companies. This is something that you might want to consider, which is why in the interrogatories we want to know who is it that did various things, so you can name them by name and you can request the deposition of that person. You can also request for a corporate entity, like a mortgage company, whoever has the most information about your case. And so you can just send that out. And we have examples of both of those types of deposition requests in the sample pleadings. And this one just say, hey, you know what, corporation, you pick the person who has the most information about my case and you send them, but I want to make sure that they know about this and this and this and this, and when they come. I'll tell you what you're probably going to get if you do that. You're going to get a professional deposition testifier. The mortgage companies have professionals who do nothing but go to depositions and answer questions because they have the most knowledge of your case. These are ringers, folks, and they're going to beat you down like a dog when you try to ask them questions. They do it to attorneys because this is all they do. They travel around to depositions and answer questions. So, that's my only concern with you doing the, corporation. Tell me who's the best person to do it. But again, maybe you'll get some information, probably not. But if nothing else, it's certainly going to slow down the foreclosure case while they're bringing in their ringer to answer your depo questions. All right. Look at the samples, look how to do the notices of it. Now, if you're really considering doing a deposition, I know you're probably thinking, man, I do not want to do that. You know what, and it's a little scary and a little daunting, which is why we're going to show you kind of how it works. But if you really are considering that, we've done another module, which is, we'll call it advanced deposition techniques. And we're going to talk about all the specifics of it, about hiring a court reporter, bringing them in, how does it work, everything else. But for now, for the average folk who are going to say, we might pass on that whole deposition thing for now, that's great. But just want to let you know that for those of you who do want to pursue it and go forward, we've got a real nuts and bolts module for you on doing depositions.